Frank Sutton was the kind of presence television rarely produces anymore. With a single barked command, he could silence a room or send millions into laughter. To audiences, he was forever Sergeant Vince Carter, the tough-as-nails drill instructor from Gomer Pyle, USMC. But behind that booming voice and steel-eyed authority lived a far more complicated man, one quietly carrying burdens no script ever revealed. His story isn't just about fame or comedy. It's a cautionary tale about devotion, sacrifice, and the cost of ignoring what matters most. Born Frank Spencer Sutton on October 23, 1923, in Clarksville, Tennessee, Sutton grew up during the Great Depression, shaped by hardship and curiosity. Drawn to local theaters and school plays, he discovered early that the stage gave him something rare, a sense of purpose. "The first time I walked out on a stage, I had a warm feeling," he once said. That feeling never left him. His path was interrupted by World War II when, rejected by the Marines due to color blindness, he joined the U.S. Army instead. From 1943 to 1946, Sutton stormed Pacific beaches 14 times, earning a Bronze Star and a Purple Heart. The discipline and trauma of war would forever shape the man audiences later saw in uniform on screen. After the war, Sutton returned to New York, studying drama at Columbia University while working in live television. His breakout came with a small but powerful role in Marty, 1955, proving his depth as an actor. Still, it was 1964 that changed everything. Cast as Sergeant Carter on Gomer Pyle, Sutton became a cultural fixture. The clash between his ferocious authority and Jim Nabors' innocent humor turned the show into a ratings powerhouse. Yet what made the character resonate was authenticity. Though not a Marine, Sutton drew heavily from his Army experience, and even traveled to Vietnam in 1966 at his own expense, performing dozens of shows for deployed troops. Off-screen, Sutton was nothing like his intimidating persona. Married since 1946 to soap opera writer Toby Igler, he was a devoted husband and father to their children, Joe and Amanda. An intellectual with a personal library of thousands of books, he balanced Shakespeare with method acting, discipline with empathy. When Gomer Pyle ended, Sutton refused to be boxed in. He explored variety television, guest roles, and eventually found renewed purpose in dinner theater, where live audiences allowed him to strip away the stereotype and reveal his full range. One of his most daring roles explored generational conflict and acceptance, far removed from the barking Sergeant America thought it knew. But beneath the reinvention, something darker lingered. Sutton worked relentlessly, downplayed exhaustion, and ignored recurring health warnings. Heavy smoking, stress, and missed medical checkups took their toll. On June 28, 1974, just moments before stepping on stage at the Beverly Barn Dinner Playhouse in Shreveport, Sutton collapsed in his dressing room. He was only 50 years old. The man who had survived war and conquered television died where he felt most alive, behind the curtain, ready to perform. In death, his legend only grew. He was laid to rest in his hometown of Clarksville, where a bronze statue now stands in his honor. Fans still visit his grave, remembering not just Sergeant Carter, but the layered man behind the role, a war hero, scholar, father, and artist who gave everything to his craft. Frank Sutton's legacy reminds us that strength isn't just about endurance. Sometimes, it's knowing when to rest, when to listen, and when to step back before the heart demands its final curtain call.